Hey, how's it going, everybody? So the Lost City of Ungoro is actually live right now, so you know what that means. With every new expansion, we get new rewards, a new battle pass, as well as a meta changing. We don't know how much it's going to change yet, but be sure that I'll make a new video where I talk about the top 5 decks that you should be using, at least at the time of release. Obviously, we get some changes after about 2 weeks, and I'll go ahead and make a new video then, but let's focus on this for now. Let's see what's up with this new expansion, as well as talk about the new pet. Okay, so we have 145 new collectible cards, as well as a new keyword, Kindred. Well, what does Kindred mean? To summarize it, basically play the same type of card as a card that says Kindred, and that's how you're gonna get the effects. So let's look at these new cards that we have here. We have Ambush Predator, summon a 1/1 spitter with stealth and poisonous. So that's pretty common now, huh? Kindred, do it again. So this is a spell. If you use another spell, you should be able to get this additional effect. So you get to do it twice. The next one is Slag Claw, Battle Cry, summon 2/2/1 Sizzling Cinders. Kindred, trigger your Sizzling Cinders death rattles. So if you play a monster before you play this monster, you're gonna get the Kindred effect and therefore trigger your death rattles. Pretty simple, right? Revisaur Matriarch. Kindred, deal damage to an enemy minion equal to this minion's attack. So even if you summon a 1/1 minion and then you summon this, you can do 5 damage just by doing so. So that is pretty cool. Reciter, Battle Cry, discard a random card from your hand, but Kindred says your opponent's hand instead. Again, summon a monster, summon this, and bam. 4/7/7, that is a great effect, especially if you are using Kindred. We have new quests as well. So quest number 1, the food chain, play a 1, 3, and 5, and 7 attack beast. Reward, Shock, Jungle Tyrant, 599. Great. It has Rush, Battle Cry, get a random 8, 6, and 4 attack beasts. Set their cost to 2. So that is really good. However, what monsters are you going to be running in there? We'll see. We can create a shock deck to shock our opponents. The next quest, the Forbidden Sequence. Quest, discover 8 cards. Reward, the Origin Stone. So discovering, I feel, is pretty simple. Let's see what the reward is. The Origin Stone. After you discover a card, displays the other options. Lose 1 durability. So you discover a card while this is out, you pick 1 and then the other 2 are activated by this. This will lose 1 durability, therefore you have a total of 8 occurrences where you can use this, which is pretty beast. Okay. We also have map cards. Discover a Frost Ruin card. If you play it this turn, also pick one of the others. Easy 1 mana, discover. Hopefully you discover something where you can actually play it, and now you can pick another one. Hive map, discover a Fell spell. If you play it this turn, same thing. Odd map, discover an odd attack beast. If you play it this turn, also pick one of the others. And then mountain map, discover a minion with a type you haven't played. If you play it this turn, also pick one of the others. Pretty good. We are yet to see where they will be ran and if they're going to be ran at max. We also have story cards, cast A spells that didn't start in your deck, reward time. Reward time warp. Story of the Waygate, reduce the cost of cards in your hand that didn't start in your deck by 1. Okay. Barnabas the Stomper, Battle Cry, reduce the cost of minions in your deck to 0. Pretty good. I mean, if you get it on 5 mana, you run heavy amounts of monsters, and obviously this is going to be really good. The next one is Story of Barnabas. Draw a minion. If it has 5 or more attack, give it +5 health, gain 5 armor. Okay. So the Tavern Pass, as always, I recommend it. It's a good investment. $20 US dollars or 2,000 points gets you a lot of loot, especially if you exceed the 100 tiers. You're just gonna keep stocking up on those 50 coins. So yeah, definitely get this. And now for the most controversial part, the pet. Okay, so we have our first interactive pet, the Rex. So we finally get a little pet at the bottom left corner, King Crush. We can pet him, we can talk to him, and it'll do different things. Okay, well, I kind of like it for those heroes that don't really speak, right? This can actually be a way of communicating to your opponent. It doesn't really block out too much, I guess. Let's see what else we got here. So as you play, you're gonna unlock new skins. There's 4 different skins to be exact. Let me pause this. We have our Devil's Heart Crush, Crystal Crush, King Plush, and then obviously our classic Crush. My favorites are probably these 2 right here, but they all look pretty cool. So as you level up, he levels up, I guess, or as you play with them, he levels up. So that's cool. But how do you get King Crush? Well, we now have the Darkmoon Faire. Basically, it's a not pay to win, but pay to buy more stuff that you want, don't need, but is expensive. Well, how does this work? Basically, you're gonna go ahead and pull for a reward. There's 10 possible pulls. Once you get 1 item, it's basically removed from there. So now you have a chance at the 9 other items. But every time you do make a pull, the pull costs more money. It doesn't necessarily double, but it goes up. Let me go ahead and change screens. So I'm hoping you can see this clearly. Basically, you have 10 pulls total because there's a total amount of 10 rewards, right? And it tells you here how much each pull is gonna cost. Your first one is free, which means there's a possibility that you can get the pet, or as a matter of fact, any of the rewards, right? But the rarer the item, the reward, obviously the lower the amount or possibility for you to get that reward, which sucks. Your first pull is free, great. Then the second one costs 200. Okay, this is Ruined Stones, so you have to use money, by the way. 3 is 400, 4th 600, 5th 1000, 6th 1300, and so forth. So by the time you're at 9, 1 pull is gonna cost $30, and then on your last pull, $50. That's right, you are essentially buying what's there. The unfortunate part is that you have to gamble to get basically what you want. If it's one of the lower items, then you might have a better chance, but you're probably spending around $18 to get those. The higher up cards or rewards are going to cost more, up to $25, $30, $50 in total. If you want to get everything, it's going to cost you $158. Of course, there's different probabilities, ratios, meaning at any point you can pull anything on any of your pulls. But how likely is that? It's pretty unlikely. For those of you that do get it on your first pull, I recommend you record it, let people see how lucky you are, and then I don't know, maybe question your luck a little bit, try to do something with that. I'm not saying go gamble or anything like that, but just question it a little bit. We're gonna go ahead and show my first pull to see what I get. But yeah, $158 to get those 10 rewards is a little bit insane. Let me go ahead and switch screens here again. So this screen here shows you what your probability is of pulling a certain item, at least on your first pull, right? The chances of receiving each treasure based on your very first pull in the fair are displayed below. So this is treasure patch 33.0. It may have changed by the time that you see this. I kind of see Hearthstone nerfing this to make it a little bit better, but I don't know. That means they might have to refund a lot of people. So it's kind of like, I don't know, 30% chance they're gonna nerf it, 70% they're gonna leave it. We'll see. But yeah, as you can see here, if you want to get a common signature card, you get 2 of them. This is the weight it has on the whole pull. So obviously from 300 to 1, it's gonna have a 30% chance that you're gonna pull this on your first pull. Then we get the Lost City Golden Card Pack, 28%, Clever Girl Card Back, 11%, Rare Signature Card ×2, 10%, Hero Skin, 6.5, Epic Signature Card, 5.5, another hero skin 5%, legendary signature card 2.5, diamond legendary card 1.4, and then the pet 0.1% chance that you're gonna get this. Not even a 1% chance, it's a 0.1% chance that you're gonna get this. So obviously, as you can see here, it's more than likely that you're gonna get the top ones from here. If you start getting from the bottom up, then you're pretty lucky. But if you do want to get all 10 items, it's going to be $158. Of course, you might just want a few things, and you might finish on pull number 8 probably, because I don't see people really getting what they want by pull number 7 or below. So you're gonna probably spend quite a bit of money. We have a Redditor who kind of did some of the math. I'm not sure if his math is mathing. Let me know in the comment section below. But let's go ahead and read through this. So the way you obtain it is either you get lucky on a 0.1% roll with your free roll, which is not the case here, or you spend up to $160, which is 8,000 runestones, 16,000 runestones, whatever, equivalent of whatever your currency is to get the pet. Each roll costs more than the last. We saw that. So it starts off cheap at 200 runestones, and then it increases in an exponential like manner until the final roll, which costs 5,000 runestones or $50. Since you cannot buy the exact total runestones required to do a specific roll and are given larger awkward numbers instead, this means to do all the rolls forces you to at least spend $160 to get 16,000 runestones. Now, the reason people are calling it a scam here, and why I also strongly advise you not to invest, it is that the chances of getting the pet until the final roll are upwards of over 90%. The chance of pulling the pet until 7 or so rolls, which in total is already it's a lot of money, is less than 1%, like we actually talked about just now. This does not really go above 2% until the second to last roll. For example, the one before you are guaranteed to get it, and the second to last roll was $30 from what I remember, which means unless you are extremely lucky, then you will be spending a lot to obtain a cosmetic. Well, yeah, by then you already spend quite a bit of money, and now you have the last two, which is $30 and $50. So that's $80. You probably spent already $80. Okay, finally, to get some perspective, Hearthstone published a simulator a few weeks back when this was revealed. When I tested it out of boredom, it took me 23 full attempts. I didn't get the plush until it was the only thing left before I picked it up on the 6th roll. So out of 23 full attempts, I suppose 22 attempts, they got the king plush on the last roll in the simulator. So by then, 22 times they had already spent, quote, or not quote, but they had already spent $160. And then on the 23rd one, they got the king plush on the 6th roll, not even the first one, right? Like we were talking about. By the 6th roll, it means that they spent quite a bit of money. So the 6th roll here notes it as $13. So if it's a 6th roll, they spend $13, $23, $29, $33, $35 to get the king plush on the 6th roll. But that's on the 23rd time that they attempted to use a simulator. So yeah, more than likely, you're not gonna get king plush until the very end, maybe 8 to 10, just so that it seems like they're being fair, but I doubt it. So that is quite insane. So yeah, did you already shell out the money? Are you well? Did you spend the money to get it? Yeah, I mean, I spend money on stuff I shouldn't, right? Like I'm guilty of that, but to spend $160 on the king plush, I don't see me doing it. I know other content creators for Hearthstone will probably do it and show it off. I just can't justify it. I'd rather spend it on other things, right? But yeah, that's pretty much it. I feel like we pretty much went over everything that we had to talk about today. Again, I'll go ahead and bring out a video maybe this week, maybe next week, on the top 5 decks you should be using. Let me know what you think about the whole event as a general in the comment section below. And yeah, check out the description box to learn more about the channel. I will see you on the next one. Okay, so the new expansion is live. Let's see what's up. Darkmoon Faire Treasures, go now. Okay, so as we spoke about this before, your first one's free, then the cost goes up. Supposedly your odds go up. But if you want the best of the best, your potential for getting this guy is not going to change much. Honestly, give me the card back at this point. Just give me this. Screw it. If I can't get this on the first one, give me this. Go. We know what the odds are. We talked about them. Oh, I believe. Saw that little T, saw this thing got highlighted. I don't want this. I wanted this one. See, now it costs 200 ruin coins. $2 for another spin. Isn't that great? Also, isn't it crazy how they give you basically the exact amount you need to buy all 10? Wow. Oh, it doesn't even move. I thought it moved. That's it.